The Drug Control Secretariat continues consultation ahead of its scheduled completion of the National School Policy on Drugs by 2017. During the consultative process at the Ministry of Education, a number of queries were highlighted with the view of further strengthening of the policy. Among those queries was the introduction of mandatory searches of students, seizure of controlled drugs and other unauthorized substances. Drug Control Officer Dave Alexander said mandatory searches must be carried out in a manner that do not infringe on the rights of children.
We want to ensure that such searches are done within proper protocols and guidelines. Of course, to respect the dignity and rights of the child. Of course, not to do it in such a way that it could be intrusive, humiliating, degrading. So, for example, we said if a search has to be done for drugs on a male student, but then a male teacher should conduct such.
The use of medication in school was also addressed during the consultative process.
We have children with in schools who may have diabetes, hypertension, etc., and they may be required to take these medications at school. What we're saying is that, sure, yes, if that's the situation, they can, of course, but we want it done in such a manner that the teacher is properly aware, that parents are fully aware, that they are done within the framework and prescription as set out by the doctor.
A call was also made for the complete overhaul of the outdated Liquor License Act.
Let's bear in mind that the liquor license was passed way back in 1901. And so some of the provisions which are there would have been applicable to that period. Now they're way outdated, and of course we know that as a result there are some legal loopholes in that with the sale of alcohol to persons under the age of 16. And so we are looking at how these provisions can be amended to reduce access and availability to minors, the question of liquor license, especially the temporary ones, but also the question of sale of alcohol at school events and functions. In the current policy and in this revised document, we maintain as the Ministry of Education that the sale of alcohol at school functions is prohibited.
The 42-page revised draft policy is expected to be completed before the end of the first quarter of 2017. Neilon Franklin, GBN News.